We're in the Gunners Club. Now, a couple of people have been asking, is this a prop or is it actually a bar? So I'm going to give you a grand tour of what happens behind the bar. So come with me and you can check it out. So if you're wondering, fully working bar, including beer on tap. Oh, look at that. Perfect head. Oh, I like that. Now, over a period of time, I tried to make sure that I spare no expense. Right down to having our own coasters and the beer mats. And of course, what every bar needs is its own illuminated sign. Booze, oh, I love it. We have it all, and it's categorised just in case. We have got our liqueurs, and we have still more liqueurs of every description, because if you're going to make a drink, you want to have the stuff on hand. Then we have our rums category, and there is a bunch of them. We have all the white spirits over here, your gin, well, some gins in there, your basic gins, and your vodkas, and your, what the hell's that called? It'll come to me.
Tequila.
That's the one, thank you very much, tequila. And we have the Scotch section, and actually the Scotch, we found another one the other day and I've run out of room. This is such a good little find. And bourbon and sherry cask aged, just glorious. And then of course we've got the bourbons over here in another section, and we've got all the different types. And more liqueur type stuff for making, you know, cocktails and other mixed drinks. Here's a cute thing. Talk about cheap. Seriously, this on ice with maybe half a shot of vodka to go with it, just to add a little bit to it. But it's so refreshing on a warm day. It's just glorious. And all the different shotties that we have. Including shotgun shots. And what bar wouldn't have titty shots? You just got to have them. Otherwise you got nothing to talk about. And then we come down to my section over here, my favourite, which is the Irish whiskey section. If any of you guys know much about Irish whiskies, you will probably have heard people raving about the Redbreast 12. That's got to be probably one of my favourites, next to this one-of-a-kind dingle, which my lovely other half got us for an anniversary, and it is just delicious. I do have a bottle that it holds pride of place. This one here. This one, only gets drunk when you're having a cigar. Is just made for it. So that's that. And of course, all the wall decorations as they all come together from, you find them all over the place, one at a time, slowly but surely you collect them and you put them all together to give it the atmosphere that, and every bar has its own atmosphere. It's what it is that makes you happy, and that's what you should do. Mine has got the military theme. You can tell with all the camo and the green. So there you go. You got all of that. I even got my hands on a genuine Johnny Walker display. How gorgeous is that? Johnny's not one of my favourite whiskies, but I had to have that. That's just glorious. And if you guys aren't aware, if you're outside of Australia, this is what people refer to as a stubby, okay? In Australia, we refer to this as a Darwin stubby. They like their beer up there. So yeah, over a period of time it all gets collected. The beer area, already showed you that, the beer on tap, but that's how all the kegs are. And as you'll see, we get our kegs from the beer factory. At the moment I've got an IPA on, and I also have a West Coast IPA. So we've got two IPAs on tap at the moment. They're all different. One's more fruity, one's a lot more hoppier. Very refreshing, nice beers. What have we got? In the cupboard here, we have our replacements. When something runs out on the shelf, I always make sure I've got one, because you can't have a dry spot on the shelf. And all the excess stuff to go in the fridge. This is one of my latest acquisitions, is that fridge. It's a display fridge, but it keeps everything nice and cold. So you got your mixers down the bottom. And if you can see that, the hard solo, that there is going to be a collector's item, because they've now changed the packaging for that. And all the ladies' drinks up here, including, oh, you gotta love this, a West Coast cooler. If you remember, late 80s, early 90s, this was the go-to drink for all the ladies if they went out. And yeah, so we've got lots to choose from. And then of course, there's the wine fridge, which has got different bubblies. And our lovely lady likes her Moscato, but it has to be a specific Moscato, the Brown Brothers. And she only likes it cold, so we got to make sure there's always stock in the fridge. And more collectibles up the top. We found that at a market. It just had to go in the Gunners Club bar. and the barrels and more stuff. And my time in the army, just mementos and collectibles of happy snaps that I took along the way. And I told you I was a fan of Irish whiskey. So I always want to make sure I don't run out. That's 4.5 litres there.
Don't forget the gin cupboard.
Oh, nearly forgot the gin cupboard. We've had to make some extra room. So I don't know if you guys remember the first video we did on the man shed on the Gunners Club, but there used to be in here, there used to be like a sit-down Game Boy. We got that basically so the grandkids can come over and have some fun and play video games, old school video games. But it wasn't being used anywhere near enough. So I sold that and got an extra cupboard in because I needed extra room. And so this is where all the craft gins live now. And there's just no end to them. We sort of like our craft gins. Here's some more collectibles. Anyone remember the old Courage draft and the Carlton draft in the old tin ring pull cans? Bloody marvellous. So if you're ever in the area and you want a cold one, you know you can drop in. I'll pour you one off the tap. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll drink to each other's health. Good on you guys.